In this episode of Social Heroes, we have Mrs. Sathvika Gupta, a young change maker and the first woman safety professional in Asia. So when you first thought that yes, this is what you want to do and this is the career that you want to choose, so how was the response from your family, your friends, and how did the society react to it?
People literally questioned my dad, you don't want to get her married because definitely it's going to be a safety revolution. And I want to bring certain safety awareness in Telangana state.
Hello and welcome to PMC English. This is Ayushi and welcome back to our segment of Social Heroes. In this episode of Social Heroes, we have Mrs. Sathvika Gupta, a young change maker and the first woman safety professional in Asia. So without any further delay, let's welcome Sathvika Gupta in this episode of Social Heroes and let's get to know about her inspiring journey. So welcome to PMC English, Sathvika.
Thank you so much, Ayushi.
It feels so lovely to have you here in our studio today and to get to know that you're the first woman safety professional in whole Asia. So starting with, what made you choose this path?
My passion towards this, like when I was young, when I used to travel with my dad, I saw a certain kind of passion in it. I was able to save people's life like a patriot. And not just that, I was able to help people out in saving their lives. So that was the biggest thing. And not just that, apart from this, the curiosity of why people not taking out this path and why is it so challenging. That was the main intention that made me drive towards it, actually. Yeah.
How was your life when you started in this profession? So what were the challenges that you faced in?
The very first challenge I would like to say is like in a safety professional, being a female, it's a very toughest decision to be taken, because in the safety, if we see, it's basically a men's section because we have to work on field. So working on field towards all the climatic conditions, not just that. If we see in safety, it's all about like nuclear safety, even now corona or biological safety. You say even radiation safety, fire safety, construction safety, scaffolding safety, lights related safety. So there are almost around 250 plus safeties that have been there. So all of them are basically involving you to work physically on the field. So that was the very first biggest challenge. And not just that, apart from all these things, if we see in India, we don't have proper educational institutions over here which are providing the proper educational source. So right now we just have one in Nagpur, which is running by the government of India itself, like by the fire department, but which have been on a hold for many years, which did not work properly. And they have restarted it now, I would like to say. And not just that, even in India, like only level 1 and level 2, courses are only happening. So beyond that, there's no proper training and there's no proper certification, I would like to say. So I had to go to UK for obtaining my course in it. Yeah.
So when you first thought that, yes, this is what you want to do and this is the career that you want to choose, so how was the response from your family, your friends, and how did the society react to it?
So the very first thing I would like to say is like, as you know already, as I did not mention it over here, but yeah, I would like to share one thing. My father was previously a marketing executive in one of the companies related to the safety. And then he thought he should start up his own, and he started his journey as a normal middle class person. When I've been through this field, not only being unique, when I said you that we are able to save the people, in what terms, telling them what is the importance of life and what are the mistakes, basic rules that you need to follow in terms of safety, like to save your life. even now you see the corona, people are speaking about wearing masks, washing the hands, which is a basic safety. But which was not known to the people. If you see in Japan, they wear it regularly, but here in India, we don't wear masks regularly. So, what was the difference? That was the main intention. So, I wanted to get that change in people where, they are missing out that point, like, what is the main difference that they are seeing? And not just that, if you see in this safety field, the very other perspective is like, if you want to get out few things, like even during COVID times, I would like to say, like, I was the first person to even tell that, this was the COVID, which will even transfer. It's an airborne thing. So that there has been an even issue. Like, how can you even tell people that it's an airborne? So people were even not ready to accept the basic facts that we are going through in terms of safety,
Right.
which are life changing. We have seen many people losing their lives as well.
Right.
So that is the best example. So how society reacted? Obviously, what is this field? Can you even earn in this field? You know what? Like, I don't want to name specifically which officer, but in government itself, working in disaster management itself, I have met a person in a proper position. I just don't want to name. They themselves, they asked me that, is there something called safety officer, or you named yourself for it? So I felt very bad because people over here doesn't know what exactly a safety officer means, or what their role is,
Right.
what their changes that have been taken place. But I would like to say, yeah, this COVID has been given a chance to the people that safety is something very rare, and people learned something out of it. So people at least got to know there's something called apart. They just got to know that doctors are part of it, but there are also people like us, safety officers,
Yes.
who created the norms and regulations in it. Yeah.
So, Sathvika, as you mentioned that, the society was not that welcoming when you choose this profession. So, how did you overcome that phase of your life where people were against you choosing this profession?
First and foremost thing, people weren't against, but they weren't aware. They don't know what it exactly means.
Yes.
And not just that, they were clueless, like, is there something called in this field, like, do you even have a future, or what do you mean exactly, can you earn? And you say you are helping people in which terms? So you say even you are into different, like, 200 fields or something like that. So how are you justifying yourself in those fields? But the major thing is, like, as I said you before, like, I did my level 7, that is occupational health, safety and environmental management from Middlesex University. So as we have done, that's like a doctorate in safety. So just because of that, I have knowledge over all these different kinds of safety related issues that have been happening in these 250 kinds of different related safety issues. Yeah.
Now that you mentioned about the levels, for the audience who don't know what exactly is the fire and safety sector, if you can just elaborate a little for them.
Yeah, definitely. So as I would like to say, like, fire and safety, as I mentioned you before, my father was just into fire and safety, and he was not into the complete safety. And wherein in safety, just related to the fire, it's just like a 0.05%. As safety is like an ocean, as I said you before, 200 different kinds of safety. You say, you name it, slips, trips, working at heights, construction, scaffolding. You work with the atta, you work in the kitchen as a chef. And not just that, even in the, people working in the airline industry, there are even safety norms for them. So what are, like, not just that, even if you're working in the railway industry, what are the different kinds of safety things that you need to follow? And not just that, even people from the different organizational level, say, suppose from working from the managerial level, directorial level, or CEO level, founder level, what are the different kinds of safety norms to be followed? So these are the different, varieties of the safeties that are there. And not just that, as you asked me, like, what are the different levels? So in safety, just like if you see like a CA, okay, you have to do your, MEC, and then you take your BBA or degree, and then you pursue your CA, right? In the same way, in the safety also, you have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, and level 7. So, wherein level 1 is related to like Ayush. So in this safeties also we have different boards. Like in UK you have something called Ayush, like, and not just that, in USA we have a board called Nibosh. So what are these boards, you can ask me. So these boards are like same like, if you want to pursue your 10th, you can choose. You want to study international board, CBSE, state syllabus. So in the same way, in safety also we have these different kinds of boards like Ayush and Nibosh. So, and also HSBC. So, thing is like, level 1 is coming from Ayush, and level 2 is from HABC, and level 3 and level 4 are from Nibosh. And not just that, after this, and level 6 is completely dealing with auditing. So that is from British Standards International. So it's like British approved auditors. And after that, it is level 7. That is, as I said, you occupational health, safety, and environmental management. And apart from this, there are even other courses called, ASP and BSP. So those two are related to the American grade itself, but those are in specifically related to only people who are working in America. So if you want to work and see yourself future over there, then it's a further specification. Like, and not just that, even in Canada, you have Canadian safety institution. So you have to qualify, you have to give an exam. After clearing all this, you have to give an exam to get that authorization from them. But the saddest part over here is we don't have any of such boards to help us out. But right now in India, the general thing that they are following up over here with the factories or any other norms is like State Board of Technical Safety Education. So that is for the people who have done their 10th class and they want to pursue their study. So it's like a 1-year course which you can pursue in it. But I would like to say that in this course, if you are going through that, the highest, you can see yourself is like just like a normal level 1 employee, like a basic employee. If you want to grow further in safety, it's like not just the education. As you age, your experience matters and your position grows automatically.
So, like when we see in India and when we compare India with the other countries,
Yeah.
what are the setbacks here in India that we need to improve and we need to bring a change about?
Yeah, definitely. So the very important point we need to note over here is like all the laws related to the safety, industrial laws, safety laws, or fire safety laws, fire law, anything you take it, all those laws are actually derived from UK laws itself. So, not just that, if you see, along with the laws and everything, we have seen in during the lockdown, there has been a Vizag gas leakage, if you
Yes.
remember. If there has been, like, due to the Vizag gas leakage, there has been a huge problem. There was a lot of people who lost their lives, and there were many people who were admitted even in the hospitals due to the chemicals that have been released through it, through the gas. So, what happened is like, in general, if you see some other country and over here, what they do, if there's something that is happening, they first ask the company to produce their, safety officer along with the director and the founder and the CEO. What are the rules, regulations, norms? Because according to any of the safety law, if your company is working with more than 5 people, they should be having a basic safety law. Like, this is what a safety is. So if a company is going through any kind of emergencies, this is how you need to take care of yourself and the people who are there around you.
Right.
So in that case, if you're not able to tell that, you are failed. So being such a huge Vizag gas leakage factory news that have come through, they haven't produced anything related to the fire officer or safety officer, whoever it is. So that is the biggest mistake that I would say. because it's all just because of the lack of knowledge. I don't want to blame anyone or something like that. It's just because of the lack of the knowledge. Maybe if they know this rules and regulations have been improved, maybe it would have been a better position. And coming to our Telangana right now, I'm very happy to say that the KCR Garu government has given a disaster management team. We even have our own branch near the Tang Band, as we know. So I'm happy that they are taking care to a certain extent, but not completely involved. Because if you see recently, there has been a timber depot, fire accident that has happened. People lost their lives. I don't know the exact count. I don't want to name it exactly, but they called me up and asked me only one single thing that, ma'am, see, we are not a 15 meters height building. So we don't have anything called NOC. So how come people come and ask us? But actually, being a timber depot, you will be having wood safety rules and regulations, which haven't followed here in timber depot. Being such a big association, being such a huge group in Secunderabad area, they have to follow certain rules and regulations. They should be having a certain specified safety officer or fire safety officer or something, because it's a wood. There are chances of 100% loss of life, 100% chances of, fire loss as well. But where were the rules and regulations? And now, because of the drama that has been created around by the people, they have got to know that, yes, now we can apply, NOC online itself. We'll be getting in 15 days. But getting NOC is not a big deal. But how you are maintaining is a big deal. The awareness, the lack of, safety awareness is what is happening, creating a problem. And more specifically, as you asked me, comparing the other countries, if we see right now, we are the most populated country, frankly speaking. Compete with China, or you say we are second, or whatever it is. Only one thing I would like to say, like, see, if you go to UAE, you go to USA, you go to Russia, you go to any other country, UK, people over there follow safety rules and regulations mandatory, where the population over there is like literally not even the population over here of Hyderabad, I would say, maybe something around the same.
Right.
Being highly populated with a very young blood, we have a lot of scope. Frankly, there's a huge requirement, and I'm sure, in next 10 years, there will be a huge revolution which will happen. I'm very happy to say that when I was studying my level 7, I was the only Indian who qualified out of it. And I was the first female to perceive this and come out of it with a certification to authorize the signature. But after seeing me, around 32 people from Kerala has gone to UK in the same university to pursue that course. And the amount of messages that I'm getting from the people are like, how did you qualify? How did you clear it out? It's very difficult. And there is a lot of difference in the course because, if you see, people over here are just studying level 2 and you're going directly to the level 7 to clear it out. It's very difficult. So that's where it's lacking down.
As you mentioned that you were the only female to do so. So how did you feel when you, passed out all these levels and you cleared in your first attempt? So how was that feeling?
I can never say that I have cleared in a first attempt.
Yeah.
There were even bad days for me. As soon as I entered, in the same way, I failed as well. So I got my professor's guidance. Professor Allen was very, very dear to me to guide me out. He just mentioned me only one thing, getting to know about me, asking about all these things. Sathvika, you have pursued your BBA and MBA, that's commerce background, and you did your MPC, that's science background, and you worked in a fire safety field, that is a science background, and you all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you came to a science background to do masters in it. So it's very difficult for you to obviously study, because people from BBA and MBA will not know how to work in a lab or in a practical way. So that was a huge difference. And he guided me that if you want to clear this course in 1 year, you have to clear your level 3, level 4, level 5, and level 6. Then only you can clear it out. So that's when I've started studying, literally staying in the libraries whole night. I used to not work. Even if I used to work for a part-time, only 15 hours, I used to ensure that I'm paying my, room rent. make sure I have a transportation money and rice to cook. That's it. And I used to go sit in the library itself and study, not work more than 15. So the government is permitting for 20 hours. I used to work only for 15 hours. I was like, it's okay. I can control myself. I don't want to party or I don't want to roam around. That was my main intention. And after my first backlog, over there, the education system is completely different. We have online assignments to be submitted. So when I started submitting my online assignments and all, the very first time was my English vocabulary. You know, it's a British. I'm coming from an India. So it's very, very different. And not just that, not only the vocabulary, the sentence formation or anything you see. So everything was a problematic situation for me. So I had to even learn English, how to, give my proper dissertation and all. When once I completed it out, I felt very happy. And not just that, I even worked for Government of London NHS, that is hospital, as a health and safety officer over there. And not just that, along with that, I even did my fire safety management from Cambridge University. I got a scholarship where I got the course for just 2,000 rupees. So yeah, I feel very happy for it.
So it's so lovely knowing that you're breaking all the stereotypes and you're setting up an example to all the women out there that
Yeah.
you can excel in any field if you're given a chance to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, Sathvika, you could have worked in other countries as well, but
Yeah.
why did you choose to come back to India
Yeah.
and serve the people of
Yeah, as I said you earlier, my main, over here in India, we are lacking awareness.
Right.
And not just that, I also mentioned you one thing that in next 10 years, it's definitely going to be a safety revolution. When, if you see previously after World War, there was an industrial revolution, right? In the same way, maybe after this COVID, say it whatsoever you name it, definitely it's going to be a safety revolution that's going to happen.
Yes.
Being highly populated country, next 10 years or 20 years, it's going to be a big breakthrough. Obviously, people will look for others where they want to find people with a good theoretical knowledge, certification, as well as practical knowledge. So safety is also same like a doctor, as you know, like because over here also you're saving lives. So people who are in this safety are also actually called as doctors, to be frank, not just the safety officers.
Oh.
And apart from all these things, my main intention was like, I didn't go to London to just, work or earn or make money like other people are doing. My intention was like, why can't I bring a change? Why can't I create an awareness? Why can't I start up an institute? That was my main intention. So I have worked there over in London for 1 year just to gain knowledge, because British standards are very proper and accurate. Right. So as I've gone through the theoretical part, I have even got to know how practically I can implement these things. So once I got to know how practically it's working out, I came back India so that, I can create an awareness.
And that's wonderful, actually.
Thank you.
Also, Sathvika, that you were into a kind of traumatic phase of your life, and then now you are, helping out so many people. You're bringing up this awareness in the society. So, how did you transform from that phase to this phase? So, like, what were the challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
See, the very first thing is like being very good at education. You get to hear many things from the people. Sitting in the back bench, sitting in the front bench, they call like front benchers, hey, isliye acha pad rahe. Okay?
Right.
Back benchers, hey, we just enjoy. But I was a backbencher. I'm tall.
Yeah.
But still, I was good at studies. But still, people used to call like, okay, she'll really go to even school, like films. Okay, even to restaurants, even to parks to enjoy. Seriously, she's a studious bookworm, right? So she should be studying. So these kind of words were there. And not just that, after a few days when I started up my Adira and all those things, this has grown up to far more things like, my father used to face a lot of things. She's a female. Why do you want to encourage her work towards a women's organization? Do you think getting her married was easy? Like, it's not at all easy. And not just that, why is she always active? What do you want to make her in life? Don't you want to see her get married and stay happy? And there was a certain stage, like after completing my education, when I came down, my dad's intention was to get me married. So, like almost for 2 years, that was during the COVID phase, I almost cracked around 8 to 9, safety things that were badly followed, like, disinfection tunnels, say it airborne, all such things. I have cracked almost 9 things, like 8 to 9 things that these are wrong, these are the right. I have given it out. When even in that lockdown, also, when I was getting names sitting in the house, people literally questioned my dad, you don't want to get her married, because there were many people who used to get scared out of me. Like, oh my God, she has studied a lot. She has a lot of names. She's working for a women's NGO. She is so fast. Maybe she'll earn well. Maybe she'll not take care of her parents. Maybe she'll leave us. All such things has also happened. So at that point, till then, my mom and my dad were like very supportive to me. But at that point, they literally lost their mentally. So my father has asked me, why don't you take a little break out of your career and concentrate on your personal life? Even though my personal life was absolutely fine with my parents. So then I had to take a break, and I'm very happy. Like, though I've been to through many people, so much of bad phase I've been through. I'm very happy. I did not expect like I'll get a husband like Akhil, who's very supporting me, and who has let me bounce back after 2 years of my break. He has given me a full freedom that, why don't you do all those things? I liked you in that way only. Maybe you should do that. That's you. So everyone will get that phase in life, but still you have to have an hope. That's what I would like to
If
say.
we have supportive people all around,
Exactly.
then we can
I literally lost hopes on marriage. I literally lost hopes on having children as well, because seeing so many cases in Adira and all, I was like, men, I don't think so. We should understand this psychology. So I think it takes at least 5 years for me to and all. But I'm very happy to say I'm even conceived just in the span of 6 months. I'm very happy with my family, because me being through that phase and my husband has brought me out of it. I'm very, very, very thankful to him. Yeah.
So he is like your biggest support system.
Yes, after my father, my biggest support system, he is. Yeah.
Also, Sathvika, you mentioned about Adira.
Yeah.
We would want you to elaborate little about Adira, like how does
Yeah,
it start?
definitely. Adhira Empowering Women was started when I was 21 years old, with an inspiration when few of our workers, like couple of our workers have named their daughters on behalf of me as Satvika. I felt very overwhelmed, like I was clueless, not just overwhelmed, I was blanked out, because name is something which is going to be there for generations. I did not understand why did they even name. When I asked them, they were like, "You help our children a lot for education, and you take care of your parents so well. So maybe that's what we want in our daughters too. We want to see them like you, like brave women, taking care of parents very well. Taking care in the sense loving them as much. If we see, parents love us so unconditionally, which we can never ever do. How much ever we try to do,
Right.
we fail in it. 100% we can't do it. Maybe out of what they do, we just give them only 1 or 2%. Still, I would say not more than that. So that's what they said. So out of that, I launched my Adhira when I was 21 years old on the hands of Deputy CM Mohammad Ali Garu, and on the Mother's Day. And not just that, through Adira, we take care of, it's not an orphanage, it's just a welfare organization which helps people like women or girls who want to get education, who wants a physical support or mental support, or a support for anything, or a job, anything. So that's where we are taking care of it. Yeah.
So how is it going now?
Yeah, it's going good. As of now, everything is fine. And not just that, we have resolved many cases, which I don't want to put it out, because they are all personal. And not just that, we are even helping out kids. So any career guidance or anything, yeah, we are there for them. Yeah.
So wonderful to know about you, Sathvika, that
Thank
you're
you.
excelling in the field of fire and safety, and you are also, helping out women to empower them to
Yeah.
bring out a change in the society.
Yeah.
So lovely knowing about
Thank
that.
you.
So also, Satvika, that you have mentioned earlier about the levels in fire and safety. If you can just elaborate a little about it.
So, yeah, as I said you, it's not just fire and safety, it's safety.
Yeah.
So level 1 and level 2 I have done here in India. Level 1 was from Ayushi and level 2 from HABC. And level 3 and 4 were like NIBOSH, that's from British Safety Council. And level 5 and level 6 are from British Standards International, that's auditing. And level 7 is from Middlesex University, London. I did my occupational health and safety, environmental management. And not just that, I wanted to go in deep in my roots, that's fire safety. So I have chosen fire safety management from Cambridge University.
So also, Satvika, that there are a lot of women now that who want to pursue in fire and safety. So what is your message to all those aspiring women who want to take up this?
Yeah, so the very important thing that I would like to tell is like in India right now, only in Tamil Nadu, there's a women safety officer working in government in fire department. She's Meenakshi ma'am. I'm very like, she's very inspiring. But the sad part is like, apart from that, there's no other state which is allowing women to be in this field. So maybe that change would be more happier. And women in this field, yes, definitely you should take care because I have done many live projects where I worked on field. Frankly speaking, women can work in any of the live projects. There's nothing like you can't put a feather in your hat just because it's difficult. Why there are even women working in construction site, same like a helping people construct it. So when people can do that, why can't they do a safety audit or a risk assessment as a safety officer standing in the same field? Why do you want to name that women can't do it in the same sunlight? So that's altogether a different story. So not just that, we have even an organizational basis, educational basis, training basis, retail, wholesale, manufacturing basis, not just that, designing basis. We have in different fields in all these 250 kinds. So yes, there is a like not just 100%, 1000%. People should stop thinking that only in business, only in these fields there is a business or there you can earn money. No, even in these fields, yes, you can. Not just that, you're helping people to even save their life. So it's a wonderful thing that you have to join, not just women, all the youngsters, I would say. I would urge people, take this path. Definitely you would succeed. Next 20 years, you will definitely see a change. That's what I can tell you. Yeah.
But right now, how can we bring this change? Because people are not aware of about this and the societal norms, which puts them back to not choose this profession. So how
See,
can we bring a change?
yeah. So how can people bring a change? I would say just be updated.
Yeah.
People will see the news. If you don't want to see the news, you just at least see the comic posts, viral messages, forward messages you see. So when you are going through such things, just at least try to imagine, like, if we were in this situation, how are we going to react? There might be tsunami, there might be heavy rainfall, there might be thunderstorms, there might be earthquakes, there might be fire accidents, anything construction related or timber depot or gas leakage. There were many such incidents. So in those emergency situations, safety is all about them. So in those emergency situations, how can I act?
Yes.
You can generally go through YouTube also. If you just open up your YouTube in an emergency, how to react, you will get thousands of videos. And I'm very happy, like nowadays, even in cartoon also, we are even seeing programs like a fireman, some Sammy or something, programs like that.
Yes.
So why don't you encourage people watching such things? Like, why don't
Right.
you educate people? Being a housewife, how can you take care of, if you have an elderly person, you have an infant baby, or you have a physically or mentally handicapped person in your house? So if there was an emergency, suppose, how are you going to take care? Basic safety things, basic. Why don't you have a general, basic fire extinguisher in the kitchen, like just 1 kg purpose one? That's just hardly 200 rupees.
Yes.
When you are able to spare 200 rupees on a perfume bottle or something else, on a detergent bottle, why don't you take this which is having 5 years of warranty, which will help you from
Right.
fire accidents. So you can go through this kind of basic safety things. This will help you to save your life as well as others. If you're not able to do others, at least saving yourself is the biggest blessing.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just that we are lacking the awareness here.
Exactly.
So also, you have trained many people around. So what are your upcoming training programs, or what are your initiatives that you're
So I
planning
have
for?
planned something called Safe Zone Telangana, which I want to get associated with Telangana government. I've designed a specific program for it, even a safety training program,
Yeah.
which can help people who are educated, uneducated, all age groups as well, and all kinds of different people. So I just want to put it out, and I want to help that, create that, revolution kind of thing where people get to know that. And not just that, I want to even, give a national anthem type where people get to know about safety. And apart from this, I even, want to help, if in case, if I can include safety syllabus, at least say first aid in 10th class board, it will be very helpful, because till 10th, people even study all different kinds of subjects. After intermediate only they start choosing. So why can't we include something like a Sanskrit? Just hardly 4 sessions in the complete year. So I want to get that change, actually.
Wonderful thoughts, Sathvika.
Thank you.
Also, that you train people for safety. You train people in the corporate sectors and other offices. So how does that training process take place?
So yeah, as I said you, there are different kinds of safeties, 250 kinds of safeties. So I get inquiries from the different kinds of people. So it depends on like, how many people want to attend, how many hours they are ready to listen, first and foremost thing. Their interest. Of course, company will be interested in providing, but what are they up to? So that's what mainly matters. And according to that, the training program will be designed and given.
Wonderful knowing about you, Sathvika. So, lastly, winding up this episode, I want you to give a strong message to all the audience watching this episode.
Yeah. So I would like to say, please think about life. I know we all think that, earning itself is a life, but no. But if there is an emergency coming up, apart from panicking, apart from looking for your guys, or girls, why don't you try to be a superhero? You don't have to, save thousands of people. Save yourself. Saving yourself is also a superhero thing. Saving yourself is also a patriotism. So just try doing that. Try to adopt the, this field. Try choosing this field. Study as much as possible. That's the only thing that's going to last with you forever.
Right.
Nothing else. Yeah.
Wonderful message, Sathvika. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
this
you. Thank you,
episode.
Ayushi. Thank you, PMC, for having me here. Yeah.
So, well, viewers, today we were in conversation with Mrs. Sathvika Gupta, and as you heard that, she is breaking all the stereotypes, and she's setting a great example to all the women out there that if you have that thing in you that you want to excel in this field, then you can do it. So, take all the opportunities that come your way and excel in every field that you wish for. So I hope that Satvika's inspirational journey will make you to take a step forward in your life. So with this is Ayushi Farasi signing off. Stay tuned to PMC English for more updates.